turning rejection into opportunity in love, a Stoic perspective. Have you ever faced heartbreak so intense it felt like the world as you knew it had ended? Only later did you realize that moment of rejection was, in fact, the turning point for something better? Romantic rejection, though painful, holds the potential to become one of life's most transformative experiences. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy and the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we can reframe heartbreak not as a loss, but as a redirection, a step toward deeper self-awareness, personal growth, and more meaningful connections. In love, rejection often carries a unique sting. It leaves us questioning ourselves, wondering if we were good enough or what we could have done differently. But what if the very rejection that seems to diminish us is actually clearing the way for something greater? Stoicism reminds us that, while we cannot control the actions or feelings of others, we can control how we respond. Romantic rejection does not define your worth. It's not a reflection of who you are, but rather a moment shaped by external circumstances, timing, and the priorities of the other person. When someone doesn't return your feelings or ends a relationship, it's easy to spiral into self-doubt. Yet, these moments are also opportunities to reclaim your power. Rejection challenges us to pause, reflect, and grow. Instead of dwelling on the why, focus on what you can control: your own growth, your passions, and your values. Use this moment to rediscover yourself, to build resilience, and to invest in the aspects of your life that bring you joy and fulfillment. Imagine a world where rejection doesn't define your self-esteem, but instead propels you forward. By embracing Stoic principles, you can see rejection not as a personal failure, but as a nudge toward alignment with your true self. It's about letting go of what isn't meant for you and making space for the things and people who truly belong in your life. Feeling ignored, undervalued, or unloved? It's time to rewrite the story. This isn't the end, it's the beginning of a powerful transformation. By turning heartbreak into a stepping stone, you open the door to a future filled with resilience, clarity, and deeper connections. Love may not always follow the path we expect, but with strength and wisdom, we can trust that every no is leading us closer to the yes we deserve. If this resonates with you, join the journey. Rejection is not the closing of a door, it's the opening of another. Let's take this step together and transform pain into purpose, heartbreak into hope, and rejection into resilience. Lesson 1: Rise above. Let go of unreciprocated love. Romantic rejection is one of life's most difficult challenges. It can leave you questioning everything about yourself, stuck in a whirlwind of self-doubt. What did I do wrong, or why wasn't I good enough? These thoughts often arise, making you feel as though your worth is determined by someone else's inability to love you back. But Stoic philosophy provides a powerful and freeing perspective. Your value is not defined by how someone else perceives you. When someone cannot return your love, it is not an indictment of your character or a measure of your inadequacy. It is simply a reflection of their own circumstances, priorities, or emotional state. This distinction is essential in romantic relationships, where emotions can blur the line between what belongs to you and what belongs to them. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions or feelings of others, but we have complete control over how we respond. This truth gives us the strength to let go of what isn't meant for us and redirect our energy toward growth. Rejection often feels personal, but it rarely is. In relationships, the dynamics of timing, compatibility, and individual readiness play a huge role. Someone's inability to reciprocate your love doesn't mean you are unlovable or unworthy. It means they were not the right person for you at this moment in time. Recognizing this helps untangle your self-worth from their decision and puts you back in the driver's seat of your own emotional journey, rather than dwelling on the why of the rejection, which often leads to overthinking and self-blame. Redirect your energy toward the things you can control. What can you do for yourself in this moment? This is your opportunity to grow, heal, and rediscover who you are beyond the relationship. By choosing to disengage from unreciprocated feelings, you create the emotional space needed to prioritize your own well-being. Start by focusing on personal growth. This isn't about proving them wrong or distracting yourself, it's about nurturing yourself. Take up a new hobby, advance in your career, or dedicate time to improving your physical and mental health. Each step you take toward personal development reinforces the truth that your happiness and self-worth are independent of another person's validation. Additionally, invest in meaningful connections. When romantic rejection makes you feel isolated, lean on the people who truly value and love you. Friends, family, and supportive communities remind you of your inherent worth and help restore your confidence. Surrounding yourself with those who uplift you provides the emotional grounding needed to rise above feelings of inadequacy. Finally, turn to your passions. Revisit old interests that once brought you joy, or discover new ones that ignite your enthusiasm. When you channel your energy into activities that fulfill you, rejection loses its power to dominate your thoughts. Instead, your focus shifts to building a life that reflects your values, strengths, and desires. Letting go of unreciprocated love is not about denying your emotions or pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's about accepting the situation for what it is, while choosing not to let it define your future. You are not diminished by someone's inability to love you. Their rejection does not reflect your value. By redirecting your focus toward growth, you reclaim your emotional space and remind yourself of your resilience. In love, it's natural to want to hold on, to fight for the connection you envisioned. But sometimes the most loving act you can perform for yourself is letting go. It's not about erasing the memory of what was or suppressing the hope of what could have been. It's about making room for what is yet to come, relationships and experiences that align with your highest self. When you let go of unreciprocated love, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am deserving of love that matches my energy, respects my boundaries, and values my worth. This is not just a decision, it is a declaration of self-respect and empowerment. Rising above rejection in love doesn't mean ignoring the pain, it means using it as a stepping stone toward self-discovery and personal growth. By disengaging from unreciprocated feelings, you cultivate resilience and create space for the relationships that truly belong in your life. Your worth is not conditional on who chooses to love you, it is rooted in how you choose to love and honor yourself. In letting go, you don't lose, you gain freedom, clarity, and the opportunity for deeper, more fulfilling connections. This is the essence of rising above. Lesson 2: Master your emotions. Don't let rejection define you. When love is unreturned, it can feel like the ground has shifted beneath you. The pain of rejection often triggers an emotional storm: anger at being overlooked, despair at the loss of potential, or resentment toward the person who didn't see your worth. These reactions are natural, but they don't serve your growth. Stoicism teaches us that rejection is not a verdict on your desirability or your ability to love. It is a moment, not a life sentence. Rejection hurts, not only because it's a no to what you hoped for, but because it often touches on deeper insecurities. Perhaps it amplifies fears of not being enough or reawakens memories of past heartbreaks. To master your emotions, you must first confront this pain with honesty. Ask yourself, why does this rejection hurt so deeply? Is it the person you're mourning, or is it the idea of what they represented? Is it their actions, or is it the insecurities they inadvertently highlighted within you? Self-awareness is your most powerful ally in this journey. When you take the time to explore the root of your pain, you begin to understand that it is not rejection itself that defines you, it's how you respond to it. Instead of allowing your emotions to dictate your actions, focus on cultivating calmness. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending not to care. Rather, it's about creating space between your emotions and your reactions. In love, calmness is a revolutionary act. It allows you to pause and regain clarity in moments where impulsive reactions could lead to regret. When someone fails to reciprocate your feelings, it's tempting to lash out, demand answers, or retreat into despair. But these actions only deepen your pain, anchoring you to the very rejection you're trying to move past. Choosing calmness is not a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your strength and self-respect. To cultivate this calmness, focus on the aspects of your life you can control. Redirect your energy toward activities and relationships that uplift you. Take care of your physical and mental health. Surround yourself with supportive people, and dedicate time to passions that remind you of your value. This isn't about distraction, it's about reclaiming your power and reinforcing the truth that your worth is not dependent on one person's approval. Rejection in love doesn't define you, it highlights areas where growth is possible. It's an opportunity to strengthen your emotional resilience and deepen your self-awareness. When you master your emotions, you take control of your narrative. You learn to approach heartbreak not with bitterness or despair, but with curiosity and grace. By embracing calmness, you show yourself and others that your identity and value are independent of external circumstances. You remind yourself that love is not about seeking validation, but about sharing your life with someone who truly aligns with your essence. Rejection may close one door. Calmness and self-mastery open countless others. This is the essence of Stoic love: to feel deeply without being ruled by emotion, to acknowledge pain without being consumed by it, and to move forward with the quiet confidence that you are whole and worthy, regardless of what or who comes your way. Master your emotions, and you master your life. Lesson 3: detach, release the idea of what could have been. One of the most painful aspects of romantic rejection isn't just the loss of the person, it's the loss of the future you imagined with them. The moments you pictured, the dreams you built, and the emotions tied to what could have been become a weight that's hard to release. But Stoic wisdom teaches us that clinging to these unfulfilled possibilities keeps us trapped in a cycle of longing and sorrow. Detachment is the key to freedom and growth. When you're rejected, your mind often becomes a playground for hypothetical scenarios. If only I had done this differently, or maybe they'll change their mind. These thoughts are natural, but they also tether you to a reality that doesn't exist. By holding on to the idea of what might have been, you close yourself off to the opportunities, people, and experiences that align more authentically with who you are and what you truly need. Detachment does not mean denial. It's not about pretending you don't care or suppressing your emotions. Instead, detachment is an act of conscious acceptance. It begins with acknowledging your feelings, allowing yourself to mourn the loss of the relationship or the unfulfilled potential. Give space to your emotions, but don't let them consume you. Once you've processed these feelings, choose to move forward deliberately. View the rejection not as a failure, but as a redirection, a nudge from the universe guiding you towards something better suited to your values, goals, and aspirations. By letting go of what could have been, you open yourself to the possibilities of what can still be. This detachment requires courage and self-compassion. It's easy to romanticize the past, especially when faced with rejection. But ask yourself, was the version of the relationship I envisioned truly grounded in reality? Often, the future we idealize is more about our desires than the actual dynamics of the relationship. Recognizing this helps break the illusion, allowing you to see the rejection as an opportunity to realign with what truly matters. Detachment is not about hardening your heart or avoiding vulnerability. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of unmet expectations. When you release the idea of what could have been, you create space for growth, healing, and connection with people who align with your authentic self. This process is a profound act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I deserve to live fully in the present, not tied to an imagined future. As the Stoics teach, our happiness lies not in clinging to what we cannot change, but in accepting reality as it is and choosing how we respond to it. By detaching from what could have been, you liberate yourself to focus on opportunities that bring joy, fulfillment, and alignment with your values. Rejection becomes a redirection, a reminder that the path ahead holds something better. Letting go is not losing, it's gaining clarity, freedom, and the chance to create a future that is truly yours. Lesson 4: build resilience, demonstrate your strength. Rejection, especially in matters of love, can feel like a blow to your sense of self. It's tempting to interpret it as a sign of personal failure, to let the pain convince you that you weren't good enough or worthy of love. But rejection is not a judgment on your character or an indictment of your value. It is a moment of fleeting circumstance that offers an opportunity to demonstrate resilience and uncover the depth of your inner strength. In the face of heartbreak, Stoic philosophy reminds us to rise above the emotional storm, not by suppressing our feelings, but by channeling them into growth and empowerment. This is your chance to show yourself what you're truly capable of, to let your actions speak louder than your heartbreak, and to prove that rejection is not the end, but the beginning of a transformation. Resilience doesn't mean pretending you're unaffected or denying the hurt that rejection brings. Instead, it's about embracing the pain as a part of the human experience and using it as fuel to grow stronger emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. This moment, though difficult, can become the foundation for your next phase of self-discovery. Begin by focusing on the areas of your life that bring you joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Pour your energy into your career, pursuing goals that excite and challenge you. Revisit passions and hobbies that reignite your creativity and remind you of your individuality. Dive into personal growth by exploring new habits, learning from inspiring books, or engaging in mindfulness practices that help you process your emotions with clarity. Each step you take toward improving yourself reinforces your ability to thrive independently of external validation. Resilience also means reframing rejection. Instead of seeing it as a closed door, recognize it as a detour that redirects you toward paths and opportunities more aligned with your true self. The pain of rejection often comes from clinging to what you thought should have been. But the truth is that this loss may be clearing space for something far better. By choosing to focus on growth rather than regret, you shift the narrative from loss to liberation. This process is not about proving your worth to others, but about reaffirming it to yourself. As you channel your energy into building a fulfilling life, you become a testament to your strength, showing yourself and the world that rejection cannot define or diminish you. Demonstrating resilience in the aftermath of rejection is a profound act of self-respect. It's a declaration that your value is not tied to someone else's approval or affection. Every step you take toward healing and growth becomes an affirmation of your ability to rise above challenges and build a life rooted in your own worth. Rejection doesn't have to break you, it can become the very thing that propels you forward. Let it fuel your determination to grow, to thrive, and to embrace a future filled with opportunities and connections that truly align with who you are. In doing so, you transform heartbreak into strength, proving that while rejection may shape a moment, it does not define your story. Lesson 5: Silence can heal. Stop seeking closure. Silence can be one of the most powerful responses to romantic rejection. When someone doesn't value your feelings or fails to reciprocate your love, the instinctive desire to seek closure through explanations, apologies, or validation can feel overwhelming. But chasing closure from someone who has already shown they cannot or will not meet your emotional needs often prolongs the pain and leaves you feeling more hurt. Stoic philosophy teaches us that sometimes the most dignified and empowering response is silence. It is not a sign of weakness or indifference, but rather a profound act of self-respect and emotional strength. Choosing silence in the face of rejection allows you to reclaim your power. When you stop seeking closure, you stop tethering yourself to the narrative of the relationship or the person who let you down. Silence becomes a boundary, a way of saying, I value myself too much to keep searching for answers from someone who cannot give them. It is an acknowledgement that closure doesn't come from others, it comes from within. By choosing not to engage, you create the space necessary to process your emotions, heal, and move forward on your own terms. Silence also preserves your dignity. Reaching out to someone who has already rejected you often leads to further frustration, as their responses or lack thereof can deepen feelings of inadequacy. By choosing to step back and disengage, you demonstrate a strength that speaks louder than words. You show yourself and others that your worth is not up for debate, and that you have the inner resolve to prioritize your well-being over the need for external validation. This silence is not passive. It is an active choice to redirect your energy. Instead of dwelling on the past or the reasons for the rejection, focus on your growth and the aspects of your life that bring you fulfillment. Dedicate time to your passions, deepen connections with those who truly value you, and engage in practices that nurture your mental and emotional health. Each moment spent investing in yourself is a moment where silence transforms from an absence of words into a powerful affirmation of self-worth. Healing through silence doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending you're unaffected. It's about allowing yourself the freedom to feel, process, and release those emotions without seeking external resolution. True closure comes not from someone else's explanations, but from your own decision to let go and move forward. By embracing silence, you take control of your narrative, ensuring that your healing is not dependent on someone else's participation. In relationships, silence can often be misunderstood as weakness or avoidance, but in the context of rejection, it is a profound act of courage and maturity. It shows that you are strong enough to prioritize your peace, wise enough to know when to walk away, and resilient enough to grow through the pain. Silence allows you to close the chapter not with external validation, but with internal clarity and self-respect. In choosing silence, you are not just ending a dialogue, you are starting a journey toward healing, empowerment, and a deeper understanding of your own strength. Lesson 6: prove yourself not to them, but to yourself. Romantic rejection often awakens a powerful urge to prove something, whether to the person who rejected you, to the world, or even to yourself. It's a natural reaction to the sting of unreciprocated feelings or the loss of a relationship. But Stoic wisdom teaches us to redirect this energy inward. The true challenge is not proving your worth to someone else, it's proving it to yourself. When you shift your focus away from seeking external validation and toward personal growth, rejection transforms from a wound into a catalyst for resilience and self-discovery. Rejection can feel like a spotlight on your vulnerabilities, but it is also an opportunity to strengthen your foundations. Instead of dwelling on the loss, channel the pain into pursuits that enhance your life. Pursue personal achievements that reflect your values and passions. Whether it's learning a new skill, advancing in your career, dedicating time to a creative project, or improving your physical and mental well-being, every step you take toward growth becomes a testament to your inner strength. This journey of self-improvement is not about revenge or showing the other person what they missed. It's about building a fulfilling life that aligns with your authentic self. Success born from resilience becomes a quiet, powerful statement: I am whole, capable, and worthy, regardless of who recognizes it. The more you invest in yourself, the less the rejection defines you, and the more it becomes a stepping stone to a stronger, more self-assured version of who you are. By proving your worth to yourself, you regain control over your narrative. Romantic rejection often triggers feelings of inadequacy, making you question if you're lovable or deserving. But as you grow and achieve, you start to see your value independently of others' opinions. You realize that your worth isn't contingent on external validation, but on your ability to overcome challenges, embrace growth, and live with purpose. This journey requires self-discipline and patience. It's not about instant results, but about steady, intentional progress. Each small victory, completing a task, mastering a skill, or overcoming a fear, adds to your reservoir of confidence and resilience. These moments remind you that you are capable of thriving, even in the face of adversity. Proving your worth to yourself also shifts the way you approach future relationships. Instead of seeking someone to validate your existence, you enter relationships from a place of strength and wholeness. You no longer need someone to complete you, because you've already built a fulfilling life on your own. This shift not only enhances your self-esteem, but also attracts healthier, more meaningful connections. Romantic rejection may feel like a setback, but it can become a defining moment in your journey towards self-discovery and growth. By choosing to prove your worth to yourself rather than to others, you reclaim your power and build a life that reflects your resilience and authenticity. Success, born from this process, is not just about accomplishments, it's about becoming the best version of yourself, one step at a time. In proving your worth to yourself, you transform rejection into the ultimate affirmation of your strength and potential. Lesson 7: rediscover joy, embrace life fully. Romantic rejection can feel like a dark cloud over your life, threatening to overshadow your joy and sense of purpose. The pain can be consuming, making it tempting to withdraw from the world and sink into feelings of loss. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that our happiness should never be dependent on a single person or circumstance. Instead, rejection can serve as a wake-up call, a chance to rediscover joy and embrace life with renewed enthusiasm. Rejection, though painful, does not define your capacity for happiness or fulfillment. It's a momentary setback, not a permanent state. By choosing to re-engage with life, you reclaim your power and remind yourself that joy is something you create, not something granted to you by others. This process begins with small, intentional steps toward the things that bring you joy and purpose. Reconnect with the people who truly value you. Spend time with friends and loved ones who support and uplift you. Their presence is a powerful reminder that your worth extends far beyond one romantic relationship. Shared moments of laughter, conversation, and connection can reignite your sense of belonging and restore your emotional balance. Take this opportunity to explore hobbies and interests that you may have neglected. Revisit passions that once brought you happiness or try something entirely new. Whether it's painting, hiking, dancing, or cooking, these activities not only distract you from the pain, but also remind you of your own creativity, capabilities, and individuality. Exploration doesn't have to stop at hobbies. Consider pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. Travel to a place you've never been, take up a challenge that excites you, or join a community group where you can meet like-minded individuals. These experiences infuse your life with a sense of novelty and adventure, helping you see that life's possibilities are far broader than the limitations imposed by rejection. Most importantly, allow yourself to savor the small joys of everyday life. A quiet moment with a book, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the satisfaction of a job well done. These are the moments that remind us that joy is woven into the fabric of our existence. By cultivating gratitude for these simple pleasures, you ground yourself in the present and let go of the weight of the past. This journey of rediscovering joy isn't just about healing from rejection, it's about embracing life in its entirety. It's a reminder that your happiness is not contingent on the approval or presence of one person, but is something you cultivate through your choices and perspective. By leaning into the things that bring you fulfillment, you rebuild a sense of purpose and resilience that no rejection can take away. Rejection may feel like a detour, but it can guide you back to yourself and to a fuller, richer life. In choosing to rediscover joy, you reclaim your ability to live vibrantly and authentically, showing yourself and the world that your happiness is a journey only you can create. Lesson 8: Cultivate inner confidence, build your foundation. Rejection, especially in love, can leave you feeling destabilized, as though your sense of self has been shaken. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking external validation, trying to prove your worth by winning back the approval of others. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true confidence doesn't come from external sources, it comes from within. To cultivate lasting inner confidence, you must shift your focus inward, building a foundation that is unshakable, no matter the circumstances. Rejection often has more to do with external factors beyond your control, timing, compatibility, or someone else's readiness than with your intrinsic value. Recognizing this frees you from internalizing rejection as a judgment on your worth. Instead of expending energy on things you cannot influence, direct your attention towards strengthening your inner self. This process starts with self-reflection. Take time to explore your strengths, values, and aspirations. Ask yourself, who am I beyond this relationship? What do I truly value in myself and in others? By reconnecting with your core identity, you begin to see that your worth is independent of anyone else's opinions or actions. Rejection becomes an opportunity to realign with your authentic self, rather than a reason to doubt your abilities or appeal. Personal development is another essential step in cultivating inner confidence. Use this moment to invest in yourself. Pursue skills or knowledge that excite and challenge you, whether it's advancing in your career, learning a new hobby, or committing to physical health. Every small accomplishment reinforces your sense of capability and self-respect. These actions remind you that confidence is built through effort and growth, not granted by others. Inner confidence also thrives on meaningful actions. Engage in activities that align with your values and bring a sense of purpose. Volunteer, create, mentor, or contribute to your community in ways that resonate with you. When your actions reflect your principles, you build a sense of pride and fulfillment that no rejection can undermine. This process isn't about proving anything to others, it's about showing yourself that you are whole and worthy exactly as you are. Confidence built from within radiates naturally. It doesn't need to demand attention, it quietly commands respect. When you cultivate this kind of confidence, you attract genuine connections based on mutual respect, and authenticity rather than on the need for validation. Rejection can feel like a blow to your self-esteem, but it's also an invitation to rebuild on a firmer foundation. By focusing inward, you shift the source of your confidence from something fleeting and external to something enduring and intrinsic. As you grow, you'll realize that your worth has always been there. It simply needed the chance to shine. Cultivating inner confidence isn't about ignoring rejection, it's about transforming it. It's about using the experience as a stepping stone to strengthen your identity, deepen your resilience, and embrace your value without compromise. When you build your foundation from within, you create a self-assurance that cannot be shaken, no matter what life or love throws your way. Lesson 9. Act as if they don't exist. Prioritize your peace. When someone overlooks you or treats you with indifference, it can sting deeply, triggering feelings of inadequacy or rejection. It's natural to want acknowledgement or closure, to try to make them see your worth. But Stoic wisdom teaches us a liberating truth: their indifference is not your burden to carry. The most empowering response is to move on with grace, prioritizing your peace and redirecting your energy toward people and activities that truly uplift you. Indifference from someone else is not a reflection of your value, it's a reflection of their perspective, priorities, or limitations. Clinging to their lack of attention or approval only ties you to their narrative, giving them power over your emotional well-being. The truth is, you cannot control how others perceive or treat you, but you can control how you choose to respond. By acting as if they don't exist, you're not being petty or dismissive, you're choosing to protect your peace and focus on what truly matters. Moving on gracefully begins with shifting your attention away from them and toward the people and experiences that bring you joy and fulfillment. Surround yourself with those who see and celebrate your worth. Friends, family, and communities that value and support you are the antidote to the emotional drain caused by indifference. These connections remind you that your worth doesn't hinge on one person's recognition, but is affirmed by the richness of your relationships and contributions to the world. Beyond relationships, invest your energy in activities that uplift and inspire you. Revisit hobbies or passions that reignite your creativity and sense of purpose. Engage in self-care practices that nurture your mind and body, reminding yourself that prioritizing your well-being is an act of self-respect. As you focus on building a life filled with meaning and joy, the influence of those who overlook you naturally fades into the background. Letting go of those who don't see your value doesn't mean harboring resentment or bitterness. It's about releasing the emotional hold they have over you and reclaiming the space to grow and thrive. This act of detachment allows you to step into your power, unencumbered by the weight of their indifference. When you act as if they don't exist, you're making a profound statement: my happiness and self-worth are not contingent on someone else's validation. It's not about pretending they never mattered. It's about choosing to prioritize your peace and direct your energy toward the things and people that align with your values. By letting go of those who overlook you and focusing on what uplifts you, you demonstrate strength, self-respect, and resilience. You remind yourself that your worth isn't diminished by one person's inability to see it. Instead, it shines brighter as you invest in the people and experiences that truly matter. Their indifference does not define you, but your ability to rise above it does. Lesson 10. Guard your emotions. Respond with kindness, not attachment. Rejection often tempts us to respond in extremes, either by shutting down and withdrawing or by clinging and seeking to change the outcome. However, Stoic philosophy offers a balanced and empowering alternative: respond with kindness, but without attachment. This approach is not about suppressing your feelings or pretending the rejection didn't hurt. It's about setting healthy boundaries, preserving your peace, and showing strength through grace and self-respect. Kindness, when paired with emotional distance, becomes a powerful tool for healing and growth. When someone rejects you, it's natural to feel hurt or even resentful, but allowing these emotions to dictate your response only deepens the wound. Instead, choosing kindness reflects your ability to rise above the situation. It shows that your actions are guided by your values, not by the pain of rejection. Kindness doesn't mean you're inviting further engagement. It's a way of saying, I respect myself enough to respond with dignity. Setting boundaries is a crucial aspect of this balance. Kindness without boundaries can leave you vulnerable, while boundaries without kindness can come across as cold or defensive. The Stoic approach lies in the middle. Wish them well, genuinely but briefly. A kind word or polite acknowledgement is enough to close the interaction with grace. At the same time, maintain emotional distance by not attaching expectations to your kindness. Don't look for their approval, gratitude, or a change of heart. Your kindness is for you. It's a reflection of your strength, not a request for validation. Guarding your emotions in this way allows you to prioritize your peace. Rejection, when unchecked, can disrupt your emotional balance, leading to cycles of overthinking, resentment, or self-doubt. By responding with kindness and detachment, you protect yourself from being consumed by these emotions. You're not denying their presence, you're choosing not to let them control you. This emotional resilience is a hallmark of Stoic strength. This practice also transforms the way you view rejection. Instead of seeing it as a personal failure or a reason to close off your heart, you begin to see it as a moment of clarity, a redirection towards something better suited for you. Your kindness becomes a statement: I am strong enough to wish you well and wise enough to walk away. Responding with kindness, but without attachment, isn't easy. It requires emotional maturity and self-awareness. But every time you choose this path, you reinforce your ability to act in alignment with your values, regardless of the circumstances. Over time, this practice not only protects your peace, but also strengthens your sense of self-worth. You come to see that rejection doesn't diminish you, it simply redirects your energy toward what truly matters. In the end, your ability to guard your emotions while responding with kindness is a reflection of your inner strength and emotional resilience. It's not about winning someone back or proving a point. It's about demonstrating to yourself that your peace and self-respect are non-negotiable. Your kindness is not a sign of dependence, but a declaration of your strength and grace. Lesson 11: Stop seeking attention, focus on fulfillment. When someone rejects you, the temptation to seek their validation can be overwhelming. You might find yourself replaying conversations, looking for ways to win their approval, or hoping for a change in their perspective. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that chasing validation from others, especially from those who have rejected us, only diminishes our self-worth. True confidence and fulfillment come not from external approval but from the life you create for yourself. Seeking attention or validation from someone who has already shown they don't value you is an emotional trap. It ties your self-esteem to their actions, making your happiness dependent on factors outside your control. The more you pursue their acknowledgement, the more you reinforce the belief that your worth is contingent on their approval. This cycle not only prolongs the pain of rejection, but also erodes your sense of independence and dignity. The way forward lies in shifting your focus inward. Instead of looking outward for validation, invest your time and energy in pursuits that bring you joy, fulfillment, and growth. Start by reconnecting with your passions, the things that ignite your curiosity and creativity. Whether it's art, fitness, learning a new skill, or exploring a hobby you've always wanted to try, these activities remind you of your unique abilities and strengths. Beyond hobbies, focus on setting meaningful goals. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in my career, relationships, or personal development? Working toward these goals not only provides a sense of purpose, but also builds confidence as you see the results of your efforts. Each milestone you reach becomes a testament to your resilience and capability, affirming your worth in ways that external validation never could. As you cultivate this sense of fulfillment, the need for approval from others begins to fade. You realize that your value doesn't depend on how someone else perceives you, but on how you perceive yourself. By building a life you're proud of, one filled with purpose, growth, and joy, you naturally radiate confidence and independence. This inner strength not only attracts healthier, more meaningful relationships, but also ensures that your happiness remains firmly in your own hands. Letting go of the need for attention or validation from someone who rejected you isn't about ignoring your emotions or pretending the rejection didn't hurt. It's about reclaiming your power and redirecting your focus to what truly matters: your growth, your passions, and your well-being. This shift in perspective transforms rejection from a source of pain into an opportunity for transformation. When you stop seeking attention and start focusing on fulfillment, you take control of your narrative. You show yourself that your worth is not contingent on anyone else's acknowledgement, but is rooted in the life you create and the values you uphold. Chasing validation keeps you stuck, but pursuing fulfillment sets you free. By investing in yourself, you build a foundation of self-worth that no rejection can shake, allowing you to move forward with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Lesson 12: don't reveal your pain, channel it into growth. Rejection brings a unique kind of pain, often leaving you grappling with intense emotions and a deep desire to be understood. It's natural to want to share your feelings, especially with the person who rejected you, in the hope that they'll offer validation or clarity. But Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of guarding our inner world. Oversharing with someone who has already rejected you can expose your vulnerability and prolong the hurt. Instead, channel that pain into growth, turning it into a powerful force for transformation. When you share your pain with someone who doesn't reciprocate your feelings, it often leads to disappointment. Their response, or lack of it, can deepen your sense of rejection and leave you feeling even more exposed. Vulnerability is not inherently bad, but it should be reserved for those who value and respect your emotions. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends, mentors, or even through journaling allows you to process your feelings in a safe space, where your pain is met with compassion and understanding. Processing your emotions privately doesn't mean suppressing them. It means creating space for self-reflection and growth. Take time to sit with your feelings, acknowledging the hurt without letting it define you. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What does this rejection reveal about my needs, values, and boundaries? By exploring these questions, you shift the focus from the rejection itself to the personal insights it can offer. This is also a time to channel your energy into meaningful actions. Pain can be a catalyst for incredible growth when directed purposefully. Use this moment to invest in your personal development, set new goals, explore your passions, or take on challenges that push you outside your comfort zone. Each step you take toward growth strengthens your sense of self-worth and reinforces the truth that your value is not tied to someone else's approval. By choosing to channel your pain into growth, you cultivate resilience and emotional independence. You demonstrate to yourself that while rejection may hurt, it cannot diminish your ability to thrive. This process transforms your pain from a source of weakness into a foundation for strength. It reminds you that your journey is about becoming the best version of yourself, not about seeking validation from others. This approach also reframes how you view rejection. Instead of seeing it as a loss, you begin to see it as an opportunity, a chance to realign with your values, focus on your growth, and strengthen your emotional resilience. You take control of the narrative, turning a painful moment into a transformative experience. By keeping your pain private and channeling it into growth, you maintain your dignity and prioritize your well-being. You show yourself that your healing is not dependent on external validation, but on your own capacity to rise above challenges. Rejection doesn't have to leave you feeling broken. It can be the starting point for building a stronger, more self-assured you. Lesson 13: embrace rejection as a catalyst for growth. Rejection, especially in love, is often seen as a closing door, a moment of loss, failure, or heartbreak. Yet, Stoic philosophy offers a profoundly different perspective. Rejection is not an ending but a beginning, an opportunity to reflect, grow, and realign with your authentic self. Every romantic rejection holds within it the seeds of transformation, challenging you to examine your desires, values, and boundaries more deeply than ever before. When faced with rejection, the initial instinct is often to dwell on what went wrong. You might question yourself or focus on the other person's actions, but this only keeps you tied to the pain of the moment. Instead, view rejection as a catalyst for self-reflection. Ask yourself, what did I truly want from this relationship? Was it aligned with my values? Were my boundaries respected? These questions shift your focus from the loss to the lessons, helping you uncover what truly matters to you in love and relationships. Rejection also invites you to reevaluate the dynamics of your connections. It can reveal areas where you might have compromised your needs or overlooked red flags in the pursuit of love. This awareness isn't about blaming yourself or others, it's about gaining clarity on how to align your relationships with your authentic self. By understanding what you need and deserve, you set the foundation for healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. Embracing rejection as a catalyst for growth requires courage and an open mind. It means stepping away from the narrative of loss and stepping into the narrative of possibility. Use this time to invest in your personal growth. Pursue the goals, hobbies, and passions that reflect your unique identity. Strengthen your sense of self-worth so that your happiness is rooted in who you are, not in external validation. Each step you take towards self-discovery becomes a building block for a more resilient and empowered version of yourself. Rejection is not a detour, it's a redirection. It's life's way of guiding you toward relationships and experiences that are better aligned with your true self. By embracing this perspective, you free yourself from the weight of what could have been and open yourself to the possibilities of what can be. This shift transforms rejection from a source of pain into a stepping stone for growth and opportunity. Ultimately, rejection is not about loss, but about realignment. It's a chance to clarify what you want, honor your boundaries, and strengthen your connection with yourself. By seeing rejection as a catalyst for growth, you reclaim your power and set the stage for deeper, more meaningful relationships in the future. Rejection isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of something better. Conclusion: love, resilience, and growth. Rejection in love doesn't have to break you. With Stoic wisdom, it can become a stepping stone to deeper self-awareness and more fulfilling relationships. By embracing resilience, detachment, and personal growth, you transform rejection from a source of pain into a pathway to strength. Now, take a moment to reflect. Which of these lessons resonates most with you? Share your journey of growth in the comments below. And if this content inspires you, hit the like button and subscribe for more insights on turning life's challenges into opportunities for growth. Remember, you are worthy of love and respect, no matter who sees it. Stay strong, stay focused, stay stoic.